The pre-dawn mist over the Yellow Sea is pierced by floodlights on the CNS Fujian, China's newest aircraft carrier. Deck crews move with silent precision, preparing for a launch that will redefine naval power. At the center of this activity is the Xi'an KJ-600, a fixed-wing airborne early warning aircraft, China's answer to a decades-old gap in its carrier capabilities. For years, China's carriers lacked the eyes and ears needed for true blue water operations. Today, that changes. The KJ-600 is the keystone in Beijing's naval ambitions, the missing piece for a modern carrier strike group. A flight officer gives the final checks. The KJ-600's engines whine to life. Guided onto the electromagnetic catapult, the aircraft is poised for a historic launch. A green light flashes. The KJ-600 surges forward, accelerating to flight speed in seconds. It lifts off, rotodome spinning, climbing into the dawn. This is more than a test, it's a declaration. China's Navy is now a true global contender. The Pacific, once dominated by the United States, is now a contested arena. The balance of power has shifted. The world watches as the KJ-600 disappears into the sky. A new era in naval warfare has begun. The Xi'an KJ-600 is a flying command post and radar station, extending a fleet's vision far beyond the horizon. Its powerful AESA radar, housed in a distinctive rotodome, can track hundreds of targets, missiles, fighters, ships at once. Unlike older systems, it electronically scans the battle space, detecting even stealthy threats at great distances. Inside, mission controllers analyze data, directing fighters, coordinating strikes, and managing the chaos of modern combat. The KJ-600 is China's answer to the US Navy's E-2 Hawkeye, ending America's monopoly on carrier-based AEW&C. For decades, only the US could operate such aircraft from carriers, giving them unmatched situational awareness. Now, the KJ-600 levels the playing field, transforming China's carriers into true power projection tools. It's not just a radar, it's the nerve center of the fleet. With the KJ-600, China's Navy can see, command, and control the battle space like never before. The era of one-sided carrier dominance is over. China's carrier journey began with the Liaoning, a refitted Soviet Hulk, and continued with the Shandong. Both relied on ski jump ramps, limiting aircraft payloads and excluding fixed-wing AEW&C planes. Helicopters filled the gap, but their range and radar power were no match for fixed-wing platforms. These early carriers were stepping stones, training grounds, not true rivals to US supercarriers. The real ambition was always a catapult-equipped carrier, able to launch any aircraft fully loaded. The Fujian, with its electromagnetic catapults, finally makes that vision real. Now, China's carriers can field the KJ-600, closing a critical capability gap. The era of compromise is over. The plan is ready for true blue water operations. The Fujian marks China's arrival as a peer competitor at sea. The CNS Fujian Type 003 is a technological leap for China's Navy. Gone is the ski jump. In its place, 3 electromagnetic catapults launch everything from heavy fighters to drones. EMEL's technology, shared only with the US Ford class, allows smoother, more flexible launches and extends aircraft life. With over 80,000 tons displacement and a full-length flight deck, the Fujian is a true supercarrier. Its air wing, J-15s, J-35 stealth fighters, electronic warfare planes, ASW helicopters, and the KJ-600 makes it a versatile force. The Fujian can establish air dominance, strike at range, and defend against threats above and below the waves. It's more than a ship, it's the centerpiece of a new Chinese naval strategy. The Fujian enables power projection deep into the Pacific, far beyond China's traditional reach. Working with the KJ-600, it transforms China's role in global maritime affairs. The plan is no longer regional, it's a true blue water navy. The Fujian and KJ-600's real power lies in their integration, a networked force built for information dominance. The KJ-600 acts as the digital quarterback, fusing radar, ship, jet, and satellite data into a single operational picture. This common operational picture lets every unit see the same battle space, enabling coordinated multi-domain operations. Cooperative engagement becomes possible. A destroyer can fire on threats detected by the KJ-600, staying hidden while striking at range. The KJ-600 can guide stealth fighters through gaps in enemy defenses or cue missiles from hundreds of miles away. It's the brain directing the muscle, turning individual ships and planes into a unified, lethal system. Offense and defense are orchestrated in real time, with the KJ-600 at the center. This is modern naval warfare, fast, networked, and deadly. The plan's digital web is now a match for any in the world. The KJ-600 transforms China's carriers from coastal defenders to true power projection assets. Before, limited sensors kept them close to shore, vulnerable and blind to distant threats. Now, the KJ-600's 360-degree radar pushes the fleet's awareness out by hundreds of miles. Enemy aircraft, ships, and missiles are detected early, giving the strike group time to maneuver and respond. Fighter pilots can approach targets with their own radars off, guided by the KJ-600's data, maximizing stealth and surprise. The KJ-600 also boosts anti-submarine warfare, detecting periscopes and vectoring helicopters for the kill. By integrating air, surface, and subsurface data, the KJ-600 makes the carrier group far more resilient. It's the difference between fighting blind and fighting with eyes wide open. For the plan, the lights are on, and the ocean just got a lot more dangerous. Picture a tense standoff in the South China Sea. The USS Gerald R. Ford faces off against the Fujian. In the past, China's carriers would be outmatched. Now, the game has changed. KJ-600s orbit high, sweeping the sea and sky, detecting the American E-2D Hawkeye and U.S. fighters. Instead of a direct clash, the KJ-600 finds a gap in U.S. radar coverage, guiding stealthy J-35s on a silent, circuitous approach. The American fleet, focused elsewhere, misses the threat. The J-35s, fed targeting data by the KJ-600, close in undetected. At missile range, they pop up, launch, and vanish, leaving the U.S. group scrambling to respond. No shots may be fired, but the message is clear. The Fujian can hold a U.S. carrier at risk. Information dominance creates new tactical options and new dangers. The balance of power in the Pacific is no longer one-sided. In late 2025, Exercise Sharp Sword showcased the Fujian strike group's new capabilities. The plan rehearsed defending against a multi-axis missile attack, with KJ-600s providing round-the-clock coverage. Controllers rapidly identified and prioritized threats, directing fighters and destroyers to intercept. In a simulated air battle, the KJ-600 detected enemy fighters at extreme range, vectoring friendly jets to engage far from the fleet. The result: threats neutralized before they could strike. This was more than a drill. It was a message to the world. The plan is mastering networked multi-domain warfare. The Fujian and KJ-600 are not paper tigers, they're a lethal, integrated force. The Fujian and KJ-600 mark a strategic turning point in the Indo-Pacific. For decades, U.S. carrier groups ruled the seas, their E-2 Hawkeyes providing unmatched awareness. Now, China has closed the gap, complicating U.S. strategy and raising the stakes in any future conflict. Regional allies must rethink their security as China's blue water navy emerges. The naval arms race in the Pacific is set to intensify, with nations scrambling to adapt. The Fujian and KJ-600 are more than hardware. They're symbols of China's global maritime ambitions. The era of unchallenged U.S. naval dominance is over. The Pacific is now a two-superpower ocean, defined by the struggle for information dominance. With the KJ-600, China has proven it can play and win this new game. The tides of power have truly shifted.